me. Oliver, no. Give me the cat. Give me the cat. Let him go. I got you. Let him go, Ollie.
And
2 months since I've heard that super sweet opener. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. We are officially kicking off season 4 of The Average. I'm Jonathan, and I am beyond excited to be back in the studio for another year of movies, chaos, and questionable takes.
And I'm Tim. We've got a massive lineup for you this season. Everything from high-octane action to some of the weirdest cult classics we could find. But before we dive into our first movie, we've got to remind the new listeners what we're all about.
Yes, look, we aren't guys wearing turtlenecks in film festivals. We aren't professional critics, and we aren't here to talk about cinematic motifs for 3 hours. We're just fans.
Our goal is simple. How does this movie actually hit you? We use our scorecard to break it down, and the best part is that you are the third host, or fourth host in this case. If you're watching live, grab the scorecard in the bio of our Instagram. We want your ratings in the chat in real time because your scores get averaged directly into our final verdict.
And speaking of guests, we couldn't start season 4 alone. Joining us to kick off the new year is a great friend of the show and a man who knows his way around a dark theater, Travis from the Nightclub Podcast. Travis. Welcome back to the madness, man.
Yeah, dude. Glad to be back. Travis Maxwell, bada bing, bada boom, up in this bitch. Glad to be here. Thank y'all very much.
We're glad you're here.
It's fun to kick off season 4, and already, man, four seasons, 4 deep. Y'all like the 4 horsemen, but you know, without the horses or something. I don't know.
Yeah. This is
never ridden a horse. Yeah.
Me neither.
And Travis has been here. Travis has been here guesting since season 1 for that 13 Nights of Halloween way back when.
So sweet.
Yeah. I just jump right into the beginnings of people's shows all the time. I don't know what I'm doing. I appreciate you guys having me back, though.
We love having you. All right, so let's get into it. Tonight, we are tackling one of last year's most talked about releases, Bring Her Back.
Yes, this one comes from the Philippou brothers, the same duo that gave us Talk to Me, and it stars the incredible Sally Hawkins. The setup is heavy. 2 siblings, Andy and Piper, are orphaned and sent to live with an eccentric foster mom named Laura.
But this isn't exactly a warm welcome situation. Laura is obsessed with a ritual to bring back her own deceased daughter. And things get very dark very fast. It's got that A24 style supernatural dread mixed with some pretty visceral body horror.
It's the perfect way to start the season. So, Travis, Tim, and everyone in the chat, get those pens ready. We're about to dissect Bring Her Back across our 9 categories.
Let's find out if this one is a masterpiece or just average. Ooh, terrible pun.
I want to jump in real quick, though. I thought a second ago that you said etouffee, and I got so excited.
Etouffee? Isn't that food?
Yeah, instead.
It is.
Yeah, it's a Cajun meal, man.
Okay.
So I got really excited. I was like, yeah, dude, etouffee movie. Cool.
I love etouffee movies. Oh, man.
Very nice.
Okay.
But this movie, though, dude, oh my gosh. Like, I just got done watching it right before we started because I was a lazy bum, didn't do nothing last night. And wow, grapefruit, bro. Grapefruit. So hard. Grapefruit.
So the reason last year we kicked off pretty early. I don't think it was the first one of the year. I think first one of the year was Clue, but I know we did one of my favorites from 2024 early on, and that was The Substance. So awesome. I wanted to kick off this year with my favorite from last year, which was Bring Her Back. So if you caught the Dread broadcast episode where we ranked our top 5s, this was my number 1 pick from last year. This movie blew me away, and not because of I saw all the hype on social media about this is the scariest movie of the year, blah, 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 blah. That's not what blew me away. The story of this one. So our first category, the story of this movie rocked me, and in the best and worst ways. So I don't know if I'm alone on that, but I thought this was a modern gothic horror masterpiece. And I'm not talking gothic as in like the Frankenstein architecture and
No, like
elaborate
Southern. It's
sets.
like akin to Southern Gothic type shit.
It's just dark and brooding and
Mhm.
very, it's the atmosphere that is gothic in nature. And the story itself is mixed with, typically when I think of like gothic horror, I do think of romance too. There's a little bit of romantic elements to it, not a whole lot, but romantic elements involved. And there are those romantic elements here, that familial love of a mother and her children, that is at the heart of this story. Jump in, guys.
Oh man, the story itself, like, are we just spoilers? Are we in spoiler zone?
We are spoiler zone, guys. Lots of spoilers.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as far as originality and the story goes, yeah, I agree. This was one of the most original horror films from 2024, and whenever you involve ritualistic shit, like, and you don't know that that's what's happening for a long time, but the movie unfolds and you get this basically giant ritual that Sally Hawkins is trying to pull off. That is just speaking to my soul right there. So automatically love that, but it is also just the way everything plays out. There's some things in here I had never seen before and don't want to really see that much again. But I thought it was super original in that regard. And I don't know how much that, because we could talk about the actual thing, but I don't know how much we want to dive into that ritual thing, because that's the coolest part, though. I love it. I love that part.
We can dive into it whenever you feel like it. So if you want,
Okay,
if you want to, let's do it.
it's
That's why we're
so
here.
cool that basically this chick is part of this underground world where there's snuff tapes that have demonic possession ritual instructions on them. Is basically what I'm getting out of this.
Mhm.
And then what you get, you got to get a vessel. The vessel's going to eat the person that died. You got to kill another person the same way that the person ate died, and then the first person's going to spit all the meat and viscera into their mouth, and then now they're going to be the other soul is in there. I hope everyone followed that. Okay, not only how convoluted and crazy it is, not convoluted. Well, it is a little convoluted, but also how poorly I said it. I hope you got that. Go watch the movie if you didn't already. Damn it.
I followed.
You got to spit up fucking people matter into other people, and then they got a soul in them that you miss. You miss your daughter. Now she's back in that. She's in this body,
Yeah,
and you did a lot of.
child. Yeah, you got a kidnapped child who's been possessed by this entity who has to eat the dead kid, regurgitate that into the blind girl to bring back the dead girl. And it's like, what the fuck?
The whole
It's
ritual,
messed up.
yeah, the whole ritual itself is horrifying in nature. And I also, I think what this movie does so well is the reason it was my number one pick from last year. The reason I don't like watching this movie but love this movie is that there's two compelling stories of grief and how people treat it going on here. We have the brother, Andy, who his grief is a little different because his relationship with his father wasn't that great in this, but he's still, you can tell he's still kind of mourning the loss of his father and where their life goes now. And then we also have Laura, Sally Field's character, whose grief over her daughter is driving her to do absolutely insane things.
Sally Hawkins.
Sally Fields.
I shit you not. I did the same thing last night when I was talking to Ashley. I said, dude, Sally Fields is such a good actress.
Yeah, and isn't she? Yeah, she's Aunt May in Amazing Spider-Man, a lot of other things. Yeah, no. Sally Hawkins, different Sally there. Anyways, sidetracked. who she is about to commit murder, possibly two. We don't know what's happening with Holly. She kidnapped a child. She's about to commit murder, all to bring back her daughter. So the brother kind of takes this protective role through his grief, protective of his sister. And then Laura takes this destructive, monstrous form in her grief. And it shows those parallels so well. And it is tragic through the whole thing. I love this story between what Travis was talking about with the ritual itself. Is we're told just enough to understand what's going on. We are told just enough to get what is happening, and that's perfect. And then the grief itself is what makes this so compelling for me. Jonathan, did you see the chat?
Yeah, I forgot about the chat, and I was like, "Oh wait, yeah, there's a thing I should look at there."
You're saying your mic is low, Jonathan.
Can you hear me better now?
I hear you.
I hear you, but it's low.
It is low. Oh,
now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Everything is super loud for me now. In my
okay.
Oh, well, to touch on, because you went through a lot of that, I didn't know how much we were going to go through because I was going to save certain things for like maybe the characters or the script. And I still will, in fact. Never mind. Yeah. I'm going to shut the hell up.
Okay. Well, if that's the story, are we ready to score what you guys thought of the story?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I can kick us off, I guess. I was a 5 on this story. I've never seen anything quite like this.
I probably put a 4 down if I remember right. I'm not sure exactly. It could be a 5. We'll just give it the 5.
Okay.
Boom.
I think it's a 5.
Unanimous.
Did you hear that, buddy?
Okay. Travis. All right. Evan's coming in with a 4.5 on story. We do half scores. That's perfectly acceptable.
Okay. Yeah. Good job, Evan.
Yeah. So, Travis, you had some thoughts on character that you kind of mentioned.
The brother, straight up, most dynamic character in the movie. Has the most growth. Maybe not growth. He kind of is himself, but you see him go through the most shit, and tragically, other than to just be dark and disturbing, he dies. I hated it, actually. I had to step outside last night when she turns his face over in the puddle. I was like, nah, yeah, I'm not watching that again. But
dude, to be honest, I cry at that scene. That scene is
it's fucked.
Yes. It is awful.
I can hear myself somewhere.
Probably me, maybe.
Interesting.
I don't know. You're not echoing through here, so.
All right.
Excited headphones on. Sorry.
The whole grapefruit thing that's establishing with his sister, who, yes, he's taken a liking to her, even from the opening scene. Not a liking, a protective role, like you said, Tim. From the opening scene, she's talking to these other girls, and he could see already that they're not having it. They're gonna, and they make fun of her when they walk away, but he protects her. He says, no, they liked you, but they didn't dress well, so who cares? And after they find their father dead in the shower from what I guess is a drug overdose, they go crawl under the bed, and he's still trying to make things nice for her by saying, like, I forget exactly what the dialogue is, but he says, he caught a plane to heaven, basically.
Yes.
And that makes her laugh, so it's like, it's all good, just that role he takes, that protective role, is very important. Now, Sally Hawkins, complicated. I feel her. I feel why she's doing it, but her. I understand the motivation. I do not agree at all with the means. That's yes. What I. And you could see the struggle in her sometimes throughout the movie, but she still chooses to, up until the very end, literally the very end, to go through with it. The daughter, or Piper, is Andy, Piper, and Laura.
Andy, Piper, and Laura. Yep.
Yeah. Piper, great character, and she goes through some shit too, especially towards the end of the movie once Andy's completely removed from the picture. and everything, kind of is hinging on her trusting Laura. It doesn't help that she's fucking basically blind. So, but she goes through so much, man. Those three central characters are great. And Wendy, I mean, my heart goes out to Wendy. She should have brought cops with her.
For real. I want to highlight, you mentioned the death of the father, and that's a pivotal moment for Andy and Piper. That's how they end up in this whole situation. But there is a line said later in the movie that blows my mind, and I don't know, like, there's not much else going on. I don't know if it is Laura manipulating Andy more, but when Andy is in the hospital after cracking his head in the shower, Laura is sitting next to him and she says something about, is it your dad when I killed him?
Maybe I didn't catch that. I do know that she she fed him hair and made him have that vision of his dad in the shower. She's gonna die in the rain thing.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was Ollie who ate the hair and then did the image.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
The dad. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So there's
Correct.
that scene.
I fucked it up.
It's super quick when Andy's in the hospital and he's telling her, like, I saw my father. He said, protect Piper. She's going to die in the rain. Okay.
Yep.
She says it is so fast, but she says when I killed him, regarding Andy's father. So it is like, has she been manipulating it all from the beginning? Did she pick out Piper before all of this and arrange for this to happen so that she could get, because the child care services already kind of had her in mind. They already had a plan for that. So
Yeah.
that's just a super tiny line. There's not a whole lot to go off of there, but it's a revealing line, I think, that shows the depth or extent that Laura is willing to go to bring Kathy, her daughter, back to life. It is just a super little line.
Who was also blind, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
That for Andy though, the gaslighting with the piss.
Oh yeah,
man, the way Laura kept pissing in that measuring cup and then dumping it.
That's some psycho shit, son.
It is fucking hose beast nasty, dude. Jesus.
It is. It's it's watching this and realizing that the real villain in this movie is Laura. The way she weaponizes Andy's past from when he was 8 years old, weaponizes it against him as a reason to take Piper away.
That scene when they... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go.
The scene when they're back to back after Laura encourages underage drinking, which she's like, I'm the best counselor in the whole world. Let's get drunk, kids. That don't jive. But he decides to open up to her and tell her his darkness. And you're damn right. She turns it all around because she is good at being all psychologically insane. She's real good at it. Yeah. So that's a touching scene in a way, but it sucks because of what she does with that information.
It is. You hit on it. It's a touching scene in a way. And while I don't condone the underage drinking and her methods of what she was doing, what the directors do, and I'll bring this back up later, but this movie is so dark and this movie is so heavy. And that scene is a moment of levity between them where they actually feel like there might be a little bit of bonding going on. They're starting to open up to Laura, and it is almost wholesome, but you don't trust Laura the whole time. You have this, like, what's she up to kind of suspense going on. But the way that scene is put together is very much like, this is a good moment. The family is processing their grief together. They're moving on as a family. And then she weaponizes everything that happens that night later. So it turns tragic. But it's one of the things that I like about this movie. That scene really stands out.
Well, yeah, there's also, Evan just mentioned it in the chat, how Laura manipulates Piper, making her think that Andy punches her in the face when he punched through a wall, and just like the fact that you could take advantage of a blind person like that in order to manipulate somebody, dude, that's horseshit, man. That's just gross, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, her sneaking into the room and punching Piper, like just dropping the hammer.
That is
Bruh. Horrible.
That's awful. Awful.
And I will say this. Maybe not to the excessive amount that they did it, but if your dad died, you could have at least a shot. Just at least one. Just one.
Pour one out for him. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Pour it out for Papa.
Yep.
Your abusive father that you didn't know was abusive because you blind shot.
Exactly.
And she tried to make him kiss him, like on the lips. I was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
It's customary. It's customary, darling.
It's like fuck your custom, dude. Like, yeah, on the forehead is fine, but kissing a dead person on the lips, dude, like that creeps
not
me the
happening.
fuck out, dude.
Man. It would have to. My kids would be the only one probably that would be it. Like that. I don't know. Even then, it's fucking weird. They're dead, man.
I haven't even touched a person in a coffin because it doesn't look like them. They're going to be different texture, different temperature. No thanks. I'm not touching them with my fingers.
They're gonna feel like fucking wax or something, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You just touch the sleeve. You just touch the sleeve, and that's good, man.
Little pat on the chest and move on.
Little touch on the shoulder, like, hey, nice.
Hey, miss you, pal.
Miss you, buddy.
Remember all those times you turned on the shower and beat me? Sorry.
Damn.
It's also super symbolic that the dad dies in the shower. But you were talking about Andy, so just to read my notes that I had on Andy, I love how they establish him as a genuinely good kid, but with a troubled past. His growth is shown when he treats others and how he treats others when no one is looking. We see that when he gets a moment alone with Ollie after she leaves, and he offers Ollie food. He doesn't know Ollie's going to eat the knife, but he offers Ollie food. He's being kind. He's trying to get Ollie to open up and talk. And it shows his resilience. There's little things early on, like he looks at the shower and walks away and goes outside and bathes in the hose. He cleans himself up in the hose because he can't, the trauma of the shower for him. And then ultimately, it's still his voice that Piper hears that calls her out of that. And I don't know how that happens. Yeah.
I think I know. I have a theory. So remember when Ollie meows like a cat?
Yeah.
Well, he had eaten the cat. And then a little bit later, after I think he bit Laura, he was using her voice.
Oh, that's true.
And then after Piper finds Andy's drowned ass car run over body in the fucking house, we don't know if Ollie got to him too, but Ollie's using his voice. Just saying, there's something to him biting and eating shit, and now he can kind of mimic. I don't know if the soul is in there. I don't know. Yeah, it would have to be mimic because Laura wasn't dead. So
yeah,
but just to say, there's something in there with that, and that's part of that demon, because there's a demon in that motherfucking poor little boy in Connor Bird's body.
Yeah, I think that is still symbolic of, at the end, even if Andy died in the process of doing it, he still saved Piper. That voice is what made her realize things were off. And then finding his body is what, when she identifies him by the braces.
Oh, dude.
That'd
be really sad.
It is so sad. This is one of the few horror movies that I cry at. It tears me up because it is rough.
If I go blind and I find somebody dead that I'm really close to, all I got to do is take off their shoes and start pulling on their toes. I'll know exactly what motherfucker it is. Trevor, if I did that to Trevor, to his dead body, it would feel like I'm juggling a bunch of portobello mushrooms.
How many people's feet are you touching, dude?
You touching a lot of feet over there, Travis?
I've touched your feet
all the time.
I touched your feet when we met, and you didn't even realize it, bro.
Maybe with your toe, like with your shoe, but you ain't touching with your hands, bro.
It was you had a whole foot massage happen.
Ew, foot massage and B-dubs. gross, bro.
If Sam ever hears this, he is immediately never listening again. He hates foot shit so bad.
I do
Why
not
would
like
you be
feet, but
foot touching in B-dubs? You and your saucy wing fingers touching my toes, bro.
Yeah, dude, I needed some kind of lubrication.
you didn't notice you were walking a little smoother after that?
Yeah, dude, you were
feeling
gliding
lighter on
out that
your feet.
restaurant. Uh
Well, probably because it's got one of those tall beers, but I mean, whatever, man.
Yeah.
huh.
All right, let's score these characters.
Oh, 5. I'll just say 5. I don't know what I wrote, but 5.
I was a 5 as well.
I went 4 because
You
I was really sad that Andy didn't get to see it out to the end after all his efforts. That made me really sad. But the fact that Piper got away, it was like, fuck that bitch. At the
Yes.
end, that made me really happy. So I feel like that little bit of sadness kind of took it down enough for me to be at 4.
And I think Evan gave his earlier. I think he was a 4 as well. Yep.
Yes.
And then if you're listening to this on the podcast, Evan is joining us live on YouTube in the chat where he can affect the outcome of this as well. So, but yeah, what we're saying, Piper made it out, but so did Ollie or Connor Bird. Connor escaped and made it out too. That's something I was going to get to later in the notes because that's a great part.
But
let's hit
so messed up.
Let's hit the music and sound design. It was for sure.
We'll save that for later.
So I know music and sound design. This movie's a little light on music and sound. On music. Sound design is fantastic in this film. But one of the things I really love about this film are licensed tracks. We get The Riot by Violence. We get Freaks by Timmy Trumpet. They're used brilliantly to naturalize the world. And they provide, in both of those moments, they provide lightheartedness that helps with that oppressive darkness like I was talking about. But the Philippou brothers are known for their sonic storytelling. So they use aggressive sounds. They used it in Talk to Me. This one feels a little bit more tame than Talk to Me did. But there's just small little sounds. Eating the knife, that sounds horrendous. It sounds chewing the table. The sound of that.
The countertop. Oh, God,
Chewing his own hand.
Oh, tearing that strip off. Yeah.
Like the ultimate hangnail.
Yeah, exactly. There's even that little bit of when he smashes the fly, then eats it, and you just hear it crunching in his mouth, and it's just disgusting. And
Ollie was sitting there thinking, Hakuna Matata.
Hey.
Oh man, I agree with the sound design part. The score, it's just doing what it needs to do to service the movie. It's not rising any, like, in my mind, the way I picture, like, to me a memorable score is I can hum it afterwards or something. Yes. Or it's in my head, playing. Nothing from this movie is playing in my head. I don't remember a single bit of music, even the licensed songs. And I will say this too, there's one or two songs they used, because there was more than just the two you said. There was like four of them.
There are about 4 of them.
2 of them they used completely. I just take me out of the scene. I'm like, this music just does not fit, even what was going on. The party music when they were having fun did, but there were some other ones that I was just like, I wish the music was a little bit. That's nitpicking. It really doesn't affect my score. I'll wait until we get to that part.
The license track, the one that stands out to me is it's comedic. The way they use it is when she's frantically cleaning the house right before Wendy appears. That's one of the ones that stands out to me, and I don't know if that's what you were talking about. Is it Take Two out of it?
No, I don't know, not that one. I don't remember actually which scene it really, because it's not the party scene and it's not that scene. There's like 1 or 2 other scenes where there's music. Again, I'm not really trying to make it that big of a deal because it's not going to affect my score.
Okay,
but one of those scenes, at least, I was like, the music's wrong. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
I think I still would have got a big kick if it had been like some Benny Hill music while she's cleaning up,
Benny Hill. Yeah.
I think that's
clean shit.
That's kind of what they played that scene up for. It's kind of a comedic moment right before shit really hit the fan.
Yeah, but I would say, like, even though there's not as much fill for like licensed tracks as you hear in a lot of other films, I think that even with what music we did get as far as the score, it had the right kind of accents in the darker moments, the tension, when everything's just really tight in there, with the feelings when all three of them are like when Andy, Laura, and Piper are together. I think it was enough that it just set a tone that you don't notice. It's just there and you feel it.
Yeah.
So I think that works well.
I would agree. So we don't have to keep talking about this category for too long. I gave it a 4, and that is, I completely agree with you guys about the actual music itself. It's serviceable. It does the job of setting the atmosphere really well. I gave it a 4 for the sound design. The sound design, I loved. It's one of the things that gets under my skin on this movie.
Okay, I was a 3.
I'm going to split the difference because I was a 3 as well, but I'm going to come up based on he really sold, I mean, the movie sells you on it too, but he resold me on those scenes oh God. And it's kind of another category coming up, has a lot to do with the sound design. And yeah, so 3.5 for me. I'll give it that.
I'll get you 3.5 added
right
in.
on.
And I think Evan said he was a 2. Yep. Evan is a 2 on the sound design.
Toodly doodly.
Fuck that sound design, boy.
In the face.
All right, so the other category coming up, I think it was the editing and special effects. Is that what you were hinting at for this one? Who wants to dive in on this one?
I'll go for it. Whatever. I don't have much to say about the editing. The movie had good flow to it. I like the way the scenes were cut together. Let's see, special effects. We didn't really get a lot of special effects. There's just more so the eyes that you see on Ollie/Connor whenever the entity is kind of popping and doing its thing. And then just the blood, the gashes, all of the body wounds and everything were just fantastic.
That is for sure. That arm scene, Travis hinted at that hangnail and pulling that off. That is so brutal.
When he starts eating himself. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then he goes in for a second bite on his hand. Oh. It is so good. The effect on that honestly, it's impeccable. I can't tell where the latex is. I don't see the prosthetic. It looks so real. It is awful. Even watching it on my rewatch, even after he bites the knife and like cuts up his mouth, it looks so good. And it doesn't look like CGI. It looks like they practicaled that somehow. I'm sure I can watch a documentary on it, but I'm not spending that amount of time on it. But it looks so good. The chomping on the knife is just visceral and disgusting. But like you said, the editing on this is tight. We start with some found footage type VHS films of this ritual that is disturbing enough, with like fetal remains laying on the ground. I think that was the demon. It's disgusting. But then we get into the movie. One thing I really like about this movie, and I'm putting it in the editing, is the natural light in scenes. It doesn't feel overly bright, but it also does not feel like they never turn on a light switch. It doesn't feel oppressively dark. It feels like, hey, it's daytime and the sun's out. This is appropriately lit. And that is something I really appreciate, because I hate when horror movies are just dim and dull and gray. And this movie avoids that. It has those scenes, but it balances them out with well-lit, bright, sunny scenes. And I love that about this film.
It looks cinematic.
Yeah.
Like,
the cinematography is stunning. I put that in my notes, but the other thing, it's so brightly lit. Well, it's not so brightly lit in scenes, but it balances everything out super well. When those dark scenes come, they feel worse because of the light moments. And that's what I like about this movie, is the balance of the two. That's what I like about it. I'm trying to look for exactly what
that cinematic vibe though that it gives off, and the way you describe the natural, what to me also looks like natural lighting for a lot of scenes. The this movie has a thing where, yes, it could look lit, but in certain scenes, the blacks are very black, even when there's other color. And I like that. It's a thing. It's a choice that an aesthetic choice that some filmmakers make, and I like it. The effects, man. Oh yeah, yes, Evan Skinamarink. Love that. I love that movie for the different reason where it looks like all the VHS tapes.
Yeah,
that she has of all the fucked up shit, and that's why I kind of looked at Jonathan kind of crazy when he said there's not a lot of special effects. I don't know, man. There's maybe not like, of course, not like The Thing or something, but
right.
For what I assume is probably, and I don't know if you looked up any of this stuff, Tim. I didn't. I don't know what the budget for this was. I can't imagine it was more than $10 or $12 million. I'm just guessing.
I can look it up while you talk.
I got Wiki up
But,
right now.
Okay.
Budget was
but,
15. Budget was 15.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little higher than what I was at, but not super crazy. I thought they had a decent amount of special effects. And Tim, like you were saying, I told Ashley last night while we were watching it, I said, AI has gotten to the point where it looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
And you could pull off whatever you want and make it look crazy. I was like, you could tell this is practical effects, man. You could tell this is real shit in front of your fucking eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they filmed that, dude. That the whole arm chewing off and all. Oh God. Also, to talk about a little bit of editing, the way they chose to shoot whenever, I just love this. And again, this is the ritual shit and all that. When Sally Fields goes up to that when Sally Hawkins goes up to that goddamn window, and she fucking puts the blood hand on the window, and then the camera follows it around and follows it around. It's such it's like a child would have thought to do that. But that's why it's amazing too. It's just so simple. It's so good.
Yeah.
I remember that. And then when Ollie walks up to the outside window, I'm getting attacked by bugs, Louisiana folks. And they both come down together between the glass, or the glass between them, and the camera follows, just the way it's shot. And I could talk about a bunch of scenes in that kind of like passionate description of how good they do it. This, compared to Talk to Me, and I don't know if this was going to be a conversation.
You can bring it up. I didn't like
this. I didn't like it the first time I watched it. Then when I watched it again, I was like, oh, okay, this is, to me, pretty good.
To
this
be fair,
this is better.
To be fair, I like the first 2/3. I did not like the final act of Talk to Me. I didn't like the final act, but I agree. I think this is a better movie.
I haven't seen that one.
I'm not going to say nothing about it, but I would say check it out, especially because, look, these Philippou brothers, all right, they are doing the damn thing. They got think about it. The first movie that they ever came out with blew them way the hell up. Everyone was talking about it, and now this year yet again, and it was only 2 years later, man. These guys are going to be they're going to be crazy. I hope their next movie is even better than this. And good job, Philippous.
They are only 32 years old. And
young man, you can make a movie. I said, young man.
And the whole thing that they developed this movie and Talk to Me simultaneously. Travis, you got some street racing.
Motherfuckers.
It's just for the people listening so that they know what's going on. You're okay.
He's stuck with it. He's so pissed.
I don't know why. So this program you're using is for making my mic pick up everything for some reason.
I don't
know.
My
mic never picks this shit up on the nightclub or any other show I do. Fuck. Oh yeah, that it derailed my entire train of thought though. I had something. What were we just talking about?
I was talking about how they developed these two movies, Talk to Me and this at the same time.
And I wanted to jump in and say they share the same universe, confirmed by the Philippou brothers.
Okay. Interesting.
Same universe. So whatever lore is happening in Talk to Me is related to this. And I posted, listeners, there's a Discord server, nightclub Discord server. The Average has a channel in there.
Yeah, we do.
I posted the angelfiletapes.com or .net website. Okay. This is some like internet nerd shit that's combining lore from these movies, but it's put out by the Philippous. So Like they are doing something right now. You're watching a world get built, and no one knows it yet. But eventually, one of these movies is going to have. Oh, and this movie did have a cameo from the lead in Talk to Me in it. She was in this film in the background as a mom.
Oh, was she?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know to watch for that. Now I don't want to watch this movie again, but I don't want to rewatch to just see that scene. But editing, special effects, for me, I was a 5. It's so good in this movie.
5. Agree. 100%.
3.
Jonathan's a 3. Evan, I had you at a 5.
What was my original score? What was my original score on that one, Tim?
You were actually originally a 5. This is this is the second one you haven't changed. Actually, no, this is the first one you haven't changed.
I changed them all. Dude, I'm just like, I need some new socks.
Good thing I've got my my screen going up next. So the script, there was a couple things I wanted to talk about on the script. One, I already mentioned, her super quick blink and miss it line about when I killed him. I don't know if that confirms that she killed their dad. I don't, but that is just a little line. If she didn't kill their dad, that line further goes to show how she's manipulating Andy into thinking he's kind of losing his mind. So either way, that line is devious. It is great. And then,
it's a great pull. I would have never caught that or pulled out of that what you pulled out. That is a lot of cool that you pulled out of, like a throwaway line, basically, but not throwaway. It's more important than it seems to apparently.
Yeah. And then you mentioned when they're under the bed, which I thought is just a beautiful moment of the two of them under the bed after losing their dad. Beautiful moment. And he says something about he took a plane to heaven. And then they step out of the funeral later and she looks up. Well, she doesn't see it, but she hears it. And there's a plane. And it symbolizes that. And then what happens at the end of the movie? She breaks free. Those people find her on the street. And there is a plane in the sky when she's sitting at that stoplight. And she looks out her window and she hears the plane at the end, symbolizing Andy caught his plane to heaven. And those
I didn't even think about that.
That was the one note. That's the one note I wrote down for the whole movie.
It's so good, man.
I caught it on this second watch because she looks up out the car window and yeah, the plane's going by and I was like, oh, under the bed. Damn.
It's Andy.
Yeah.
It's Andy. It's those
brilliant writing in this.
Brilliant writing. And then those two things really stand out to me. But then the script is it's filled with intimacy and grief in heartbreaking and beautiful ways throughout. Andy's phone call to Piper is a tearjerker. I'm going to cry talking about it right now. Just the way he wanted to protect her from an ugly world is so beautiful. But then when they're back to back and she's getting Andy to open up and she says something that is heartbreaking as well. When she says, I would give anything to hear her call me mom one more time. Like, this movie's heavy.
Dude, just her talking about her daughter, Kathy, and how she lost her, that in itself was deep. Although I hate that it humanizes her so much, even though she's such a piece of shit. You know,
that's why she's
bad for her. And it's like, damn, you're a good villain.
That's why she's a great character.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Yes.
They wrote that so fucking hard. Your feelings.
Yes, because that is why she's so good. That is why it's so good. Anyways, no, you're totally right. And just her manipulation the entire time, the way she is disguising her manipulation as concern is such an excellent display of gaslighting and psychological abuse on Andy. It's horrifying. It is hard to watch because your heart is breaking for Andy the whole time. And your heart breaks for Andy through most of this because Piper is the object of her affection. And then when you understand what Piper's purpose is at the end, you're horrified at where this is going. So the script on this is one of the best horror movies that I've seen in a long time, with the way it communicates the grief, the way it communicates the trauma, the abuse, and the way it tells us just what we need to know about what is going on. There's not a whole lot of depth on the ritual itself that we can poke holes into it and be like, well, how does this work? Because we don't need to know how it works. We're told, consume the body. What is it?
You get a vessel. You let the vessel eat the body that died.
Yep.
Already, the soul you want back that you miss. Then you get a second vessel, and you kill that vessel the way the body you want back, the soul you want back died, and then the first vessel regurgitates. It's a little convoluted, but it worked and it makes sense.
Yeah.
This is part of the script because we're talking about, all the grief and trauma. I'm getting a little. I'm not there yet, not quite, but I'm getting a little tired of the trauma horror. Like we've had it for years now, and I'm just ready for something else. Maybe I don't know, but because this is still great. So, but that aspect of the script, and it has to work for the characters. Otherwise, you're not going to care. I wouldn't have gave a fuck so much about Andy if they wouldn't have wrote good characters, and the trauma is all part of it. It's all part of it. From the piss, she's pissing on him and making him all fucked up in his head about his dad. Yeah, fuck all that. But the ritual being written into this and the way they do it, just barely giving you little nuggets throughout the movie, here and there, of what this thing is, how it works, and like you said, just because the only thing I had for this part, I was gonna say the whole plane thing too, because I had that revelation last night and I was like, oh my god, it's so good. But the script is great in so many other ways. There's actually a little small scene, I can't remember, where something happened, and I turned to Ash, I said, well, this is dumb. But then something happened a few minutes later that made the stupid thing make sense. Don't remember what it was. I wish I could, and I've been trying to think about it for like the last 20 minutes. If it comes to me, I'll jump in at some point. But
yeah, I want to know what it was.
I know. I'm sorry. I should have actually taken like a lot of notes, but the script is really well done. I agree. Like 2025 was, and I need to go back and listen to that Dread broadcast episode where y'all did y'all's list. Mm-hmm. 2025, and I only have a few movies that I'm going to watch before I do my list. It's not the best year for horror, in my opinion. It's the worst in a long time, actually. But it had some bangers. This is definitely one of them. And as far as original stories go, you're lucky if you get one a year. This year, I think we got a handful, even though some of them weren't the best movies, which is kind of fucked up.
Agreed. Go ahead, Jonathan.
So this script, man, everything all you guys said, awesome, super awesome. But I find like certain parts of the story reminiscent of another film that we talked about last year as part of our folk horror. And this being kind of like a folk horror, categorized as like a form of folk horror itself, made me think of Dark Song.
Okay.
You've got a house that's got out in the woods. It's got the ring around it, so nothing can get out that's supposed to be contained within it as part of the ritual.
Tim, weren't we just talking about that?
Well, I think so. Yeah, I remember that movie.
You got a woman who's grieving, who wants a child back, or supposedly wants a child back, dealing with another entity that is trying to be summoned or has been summoned.
It's one of my favorite.
The whisper manipulation, is so relative to each other in those aspects.
I totally forgot about that movie.
Dude, a dark song is one that I've been wanting to fucking do for a long time.
Awesome film.
We did that with David from Journey with a Cinephile.
Yep.
Dude, that whole. Yes, everyone go check that episode out, and then one day the nightclub will do it too because it's so good. And go watch it if you ain't seen this shit. Sorry, Jonathan.
Definitely watch. No, that's out. Definitely watch Dark Song for sure. But I appreciate that there's some of those similarities with those stories. I thought it was pretty cool that they included that as part of for the script. So,
I love that you noticed that, and that's something that's awesome. Like the whole big, because that's what this looks like. Like, and some of the imagery from this is great. Like, as far as like, because a lot of horror movies, and maybe this is just me, I like to think of like what little symbols and imagery could you use from the movie to like people use it in artwork and people do stuff like that. Like I've tried to do it on my show where I make the image kind of original to the movie or something. Like what symbol? Oh shit, this big salt circle around this house. Or you could use, excuse me, or you could use like, the window blood symbol shit.
The thing that I always think of, and it'd be hard to draw for like what you're describing for your images, which if you're not aware what we're talking about, Travis draws like, is it the episode title card for each of them?
I stopped doing it for our last Halloween Havoc. Now I'm using what I do is, and so I'm cheating. Okay, I'm admitting it, but I've told the world. I'm telling the world here too. I draw an image like I used to for the episode. Then I take a photo of it and I put it in AI and I say, make this better and do it like how I'm saying it, and it does. And I'm using that from now on because I'm tired of I'm just tired of drawing the images every time like that.
It's a lot of work, but it was impressive work.
Curse
so
AI.
You should check it out.
But every image still comes from my hand. At least the start of it does. Yeah,
it's still
kind
your
of
work just finished up. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and score the scripts on this one.
5.
Okay, changing it again, but that's all right. I gotcha. I'm a 5 as well. Evan, I'm locking.
Also going to change.
Oh, Evan, I'm
going
locking
to a 4 because I was a 3, so I feel a 4 is worthy. In this
all right, Jonathan moved up to a 4. Oh, Evan changed. Evan, you changed to a 5 on the script.
Son of a bitch.
We did it. We broke Evan.
There we go, son.
Evan in the chat.
5.
And for those of you listening, Evan is our good friend from the Kilt and the Redneck podcast. If you haven't been checking that one out, you need to do that. Okay.
They cover a lot of cool stuff, and they got a lot of cool different topics and or genres that they cover. Yeah,
they certainly do. And Evan is hilarious. So, okay, let's go on to the acting.
Acting is a 5. I mean, I don't even really want to like. I'm not going to bury the lead. It's Sally a 5. No. Yeah, she's
delivered.
There's a hawk in those fields. yes, Jonathan. Everyone.
Sally's
hawking it up in the fields, bro. All the viscera, all the fucking other dead little children coming out that demon child's mouth. Yes, the acting's incredible. Jesus Christ.
I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say about this other than to acknowledge certain moments of their performances. Like you were mentioning how Sally manages to portray an almost reluctance to do this ritual at some points in the film. And it's in her performance. It's in her body language that she knows this is the next step and she doesn't really want to do it. Or there's that moment that is, we already talked about it, when she kills Andy is hard to watch, but she stops before she does it. She slows down like, I need to do this. And like I said, I didn't watch it the second time.
I remembered it from the theater, and I was standing by the door smoking a cigarette out the door while the movie was playing at that point. When she walked up to him and started to turn his face, I just stepped outside. I was like, I'm gonna wait 10 seconds and I'm good. I didn't need to see it again. You had just mentioned her hesitancy, the ending where she finally it all hits her like a ton of bricks because Piper can come out of the water. So listeners, at the end of this movie, basically Sally Hawkins is going to drown Piper in the pool outside because that's how her daughter drowned. So Ollie's going to regurgitate all the dead frozen Kathy meat from the freezer that Sally Hawkins has been hiding the body in a shed somewhere into her, and she's gonna have the Kathy soul. So she's gonna drown Piper. She's drowning her. She is drowning her, actually.
Mhm.
And Piper manages to break free at a few points, but the final point, she screams viscerally, "Mom,"
Yeah.
for her mother, for her dead mother, I'm assuming, or it could be Kathy's soul screaming for her. I don't even know.
I think
But-
it's
Could be any of
Piper.
those.
I think it's Piper trying to shake Laura from her.
Little reverse manipulation.
Yes, call her mom.
Could be.
to
Play
jar
on
her
her
system.
emotions.
Yeah.
But then the entire emotional, like, what's the expression? Wall of bricks. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. It
Yeah.
falls on her, and she realizes in that moment, oh my God, I am in fact, I'm the, like Jonathan was saying, the monster, the villain, the demon.
Mhm.
She's the real fucking problem here, man. And she lets that girl go. And I love, this isn't really the acting, I guess, it's more the writing, but just to say it, I love it, that earlier in the film, Laura had gifted Piper Kathy's old sweater. And in this moment, when she's breaking free out of the purity of the water, she breaks free from the sweater that Laura is still holding on to, like her daughter that she's still holding on to, and just all of that. And I know it's the writing, but I'm just gonna blow it, man.
Do it.
It's good. It's just good shit.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. I maybe there's a few more moments. Andy has so many great moments, and
Andy
Piper
has great
does too. But I don't want to just keep going. I'm rambling, man.
One of the scenes that has 0 people on camera and it is just a voice performance that is terrifying is when Laura walks in to see Ollie eating Kathy out of the freezer. And the camera, one of the moments, I'll also put this in direction because it is an excellent moment in this already heavy and visceral film. The Philippou brothers are like, you know what? We don't need to watch him devouring her daughter in front of her. We don't need to see that. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you for this restraint. But they also pull back. We do see a little bit later. Yeah. We do see a little bit later when Wendy walks in. But then they pull back and we just get an exterior shot and we hear Sally Hawkins just screaming, crying together. And you feel that. So, but like you said, Andy has great moments. It's the chemistry between Andy and Piper. This is Piper's first role. This was her first performance ever, from what I saw.
Is that actress? Is she actually blind?
I was
Yes.
curious about that too.
Yes.
Okay, well then,
Yep, she is.
that's even more. I don't not impressive. I don't think is the right word. I'm searching for, but like, to the Philippou brothers, like the fact that they would choose to cast a blind person in this role to give it the representation, you know, and the fact that she's actually that damn good too. I'm not saying blind people can't act. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is like don't not cast them just because they blind. Let them cook, man. See what they could do, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm being a funny boy when I'm calling them the Philippou brothers. It's the Philippou, or I have heard some people say Philippou, but I think it's Philippou brothers.
Yeah.
That's what I assume.
But they my Philippou friends.
Yeah. Sorry, I was zoning out reading the comments. Yeah, the acting is fantastic. So, Jonathan, did you have comments on the acting, or did you already say them?
I don't really have anything to say. Everybody's already covered it, and like we said straight out the gate, fucking fives, dude. Because everyone delivered, everyone was in it. You didn't get any moments where it felt hokey or stupid or overplayed or underplayed. Everyone was hitting the mark in every scene, and just they fucking nailed it, dude. What more can you say than that?
We are fives across the board for that one. Okay, the direction. This is one that I don't know if they have a particular style yet. I gotta see a couple more films before I lock in. But I know Travis mentioned the choice of showing that circular window thing. The way they shot that whole scene was excellent. There's incredible cinematography throughout this film that is used to communicate story elements beautifully. So we have Andy sitting across from the laundry, and it just communicates his kind of isolation in that moment. It's just him right there going through this. Piper doesn't know about it. Laura knows about it, but he doesn't know that. And he lost his dad. He's sitting there alone, and it just feels isolated. And then we get a shot of Laura sitting in the corner looking down into the puddle forming at the bottom of the pool. And that shot communicates so much just through that little, the way the camera set up, the lighting, everything communicates so much about, we're about to find out the horrible events that happened in this pool, the horrible events that are about to happen in this pool, and how she's sitting on the corner of the place where her daughter died and just staring and getting lost in those memories. It's that's communicated in just a shot. Like, it is so good. But then we also have there's the long take towards the end. I love long takes, but we have the uncut shot of Laura dragging Piper's body to the pool while Ollie walks to the edge. And then
the whole time she's screaming because earlier Ollie had bit her arm. That right there shows, like, because every time she pulls, she's like, ah. That again shows like the writing or direction, whichever one this is going to blend in between for this one. but also to say, because you mentioned it. Oh fuck no, yeah, the hand circle scene. I don't know why I love that so much, man, but I really do. I just think it's so well shot. How it's so, because it's so simple, but it's incredible. And as far as, that's what you had mentioned, that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
Do they have a style yet? I don't think they have a style necessarily, but both Talk to Me and this movie, to me, they do. And it's not because I know that it's supposed to be the same universe. They feel kindred, like kindred spirits to me. So I don't know if they have a style, but they at least have a vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that. The other thing I had written is that they have a homogenous vision for this film, where that circular thing they draw on the window, that circle is seen throughout the movie. She draws circles on his forehead after he steps outside the salt circle. The bottom of the pool is a circle. Like, there are circles repeated throughout this film in multiple scenes.
In that shot where, like, that shot you were talking about, that long panning up shot, or whatever, rising up shot, that imagery of her floating there in the water, she's dead. I think at that point in the film, she stuck her finger and nicked her own artery and said, "Here we go."
Yep.
Which that just gives me the ick. But that image of her floating in the pool with her dead, half-eaten, half-frozen daughter body. I know this is going to sound weird, but I don't give a fuck. It's kind of beautiful.
No, it is. That is the perfect, what I was saying about this being gothic horror. That image encapsulates that feeling to me, because it is both tragic and romantic at that same time. Not romance between lovers, but this is a mother and a daughter, and you can feel that in that scene. It's beautiful in a grotesque way.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. As far as anything else on directing, I mean, I think this is better made than the first movie, only because they've just got more experience at this point. Talk to Me is still a really well-made film, and they did some cool camera shit in that movie too. Like whenever, remember in Talk to Me, whenever they'd grab the hand, they'd go up, or when they fall to the side and the camera would go with them too. Like,
it was cool.
It's simple. Again, it's simple things, but you remember them. So, hey, simplicity sometimes is great. Jonathan, I don't have nothing else about directing. Sam said a lot. I said a lot. What you got, bud?
I think you guys pretty much covered it on that one. I don't really have much I can say about it.
All right.
Honestly, I didn't give myself enough time in advance to formulate real thoughts on direction, so I kind of failed on this part. But hey, whatever.
All right. That's okay.
I still love you though. Yeah.
All right. So this one was another 5 for me. To be honest, Talk to Me didn't cement me on the Philippou brothers. I wasn't going to be tuning in for every film they made. This movie has put them on the map, and I will be tuning in for the next thing they do because I want to see what they're doing. This movie did that for me. So this took it to a 5.
Well, I need to go watch their first film so I can get more perspective on their style.
So I've heard someone describe their first film to me, and I thought it was an apt description. I heard someone call it horror for the TikTok generation was the first film. And I kind of like, you know what? That clicked for me. I need to rewatch it. I'm not a TikTok person. I need to rewatch it. But this movie felt in a class of its own. This movie was just high class.
I think it, and it's again, and it's not to argue. It's just what I'm feeling. I feel like it's very akin to the first movie, more so. I feel like it's the first movie. It's not the exact same thing or nothing like that, but I feel like as a directing duo and how they're making their movies, I feel like this is just Talk to Me done better. But it's not the plot. I don't want Jonathan to think that or any listener to think that it's not the same story. Yeah. It does deal with the occult though. So that is a theme that they like to do.
And grief, loss.
And grief and trauma. Yeah. So they're so if their third movie is a trauma movie dealing with the occult, I'm kind of might be depending on how good it is. But I might also be like, what else you guys got for me though? Come on, guys.
Let's mix it up.
But they're knocking it out of the park. But I would say for directing, I'll give them a 4. This is not, I think they could do better, but for the film, it's good. But what was my score there, Tim?
Yeah, you were previously a 4, so you're staying the same.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stay there because I think they can do better. Not that this movie could be better than it is. I think that they can do better than this movie. I don't know what that sounds like, but you know what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, I do. All right, Evan is. Oh, there he is. Evan got us his score. He's a 4.5. There,
and
on
I'm a 3.
Awesome.
Tree fitty. Did that just for Ricky.
Nice. No goddamn Loch Ness monster, I give you no goddamn tree fitty.
It's your foghorn leghorn voice.
No, that's Chef's dad. Chef's dad from South Park.
I'm not familiar with. Oh, okay.
Yeah, from the Loch Ness monster.
Okay.
Oh, that ain't
yeah.
Loch Ness monster, you tricked me again.
Yeah, dude.
I told you, woman, don't give no goddamn tree fitty.
Yeah, dude, it's the best.
I am not super familiar with South Park, I must admit.
Motherfucker.
Unfortunately, I know.
Okay. Go back and watch it.
It Factor, cultural significance. I saw the Ozempic episode. The Ozempic episode was pretty hilarious. I saw the Disney Star Wars episode. That was pretty hilarious too.
Dude, a lot of their, the past couple seasons, man, wow. It just keeps going and going. I'm like, yeah, they're just nailing it on everybody.
South Park, since it started, brief side tangent, has always nailed it, has always been relevant, has always fucking just obliterated all sides, every side. Mm-hmm. I love South Park, man. They don't give a Matt and Trey don't give a fuck.
They really don't.
Yeah.
Didn't they write? They wrote a musical about Mormons.
Yeah. I still want to go see it.
Book of Mormon.
The Book of Mormon.
And everyone, I know a lot of people who've seen it and they say it's fucking hilarious. They love it. It's a really good show.
Yep.
I'm gonna get to it one day.
There's an interset. I know there's a song on it called "The Internet Is for Porn." It's pretty great.
Oh, I have friends who sing that at karaoke.
It's
shit. Legit, they sing that shit and they do the voices and everything, and they have a hell of a time with it. It's very entertaining.
Yeah. Okay, but back to the It Factor while we tangent onto South Park, which is totally fine. The cultural significance of this movie is its it factor. Do we see it on Instagram? Do we see people talking about it in public? Did it leave a footprint this year? I say yes. Now, I don't think this movie's spawning sequels. It doesn't need them. I don't want a sequel to this movie. Don't need it.
You're gonna get an in-world lore other movie related to it coming from the Philippou.
Yes, and that has me fascinated. It generated massive traffic because of the success of Talk to Me. People love Talk to Me. So there were a lot of people who came to this movie because of the previous one. It's called elevated horror. This is one of those elevated horrors that really explores human emotions pretty well. But this was all over Instagram when it came out. Everybody was talking about this movie, from scariest movie of the year, so on, to you got those people out there who are like, Talk to Me was better. You know, everybody was talking about it though. I saw it everywhere.
There was a lot of people talking about it at work when it came out, and people who recommended it to me, but me being the bum I am, and as busy as we were with last season's schedule, just never got around to it. So now I'm glad I have watched it. Now I can go talk to them at work about it. They've definitely had a big splash in media. They've got some pretty good presence with this film. So, and then the fact that, you know, like Travis was saying earlier, when we were talking about her, Piper being an actual blind actress, you know, and then getting that exposure and, you know, bringing that out and showing opportunities that even people with disabilities are still capable of acting, that kind of adds to that factor as well.
Travis, you look like you had something to say.
Oh, yeah, I took this category the way I had been doing it, where like it's movies are kind of old. I don't think I've covered a very new movie with you guys. So I would say every horror movie that came out this year that was big at this level was talked about all year. So they'd all have massive cultural impacts at that point. But how big of an impact on culture did it have? Not much. It's just a new movie that came out. You can't know until like 10, 15, 20 years from now really how big of a cultural impact this movie's going to have based on the way we've done this before. Okay. If we're changing it, then sure, it's a 5. Everyone was talking about it, but everyone talked about goddamn the remake of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Who cares? No.
I did not care about that at all.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't care about that shit. I didn't even watch it. I'm not gonna.
So, yeah. I know what you're saying. You can interpret.
Do you know what I'm?
Yeah.
Do you know? Jonathan. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I'm saying? South Park, Tim, watch it.
Okay. You can interpret it factor however you want, Travis. But just to what I was saying, everybody was talking about it. But I agree. We won't fully know. And that's why I sit my it factor at a 3.
Oh, see, I thought you were going that direction.
My it factor sits at a 3 because it did generate a lot of buzz, I have seen it on people's best of the year list. But time will tell if this movie is a legend.
I'm also a 3. I'm right there with you.
I think I'm a 2. I think.
You were.
Yeah. I'll come up to a 3 and meet y'all. I'll meet y'all there.
Okay.
I'll come on up there. Yeah.
Bring it.
Bring that average up. Because this movie deserves it, son.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Average Podcast. All right.
Did you see that movie, brother?
No. Evan's got. He's changing it.
No, he actually submitted it. He used the link in the chat and submitted it. Thank you, Evan. So now I've got it. All right. That takes us to our final. How entertained were you out of 10? This is your gut reaction score.
Oh, yeah. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Straight up. Thoroughly entertained. The theater watch was amazing. I was horrified. I was like, I cannot believe a movie this mainstream is this fucked up. Excuse me, everyone. Sorry about that. Beer burp. Second watch, same thing. I was better second watch.
I would agree.
Because then I was starting to see more things like the plane scene and all that, but also just more nuance, more character dynamics, better understanding of the story, or at least trying to understand the story, especially when it comes to the ritual part. Thoroughly entertained. I love this movie. 10 out of 10. And I don't normally I give a lot of things 10s every year, and some listeners from the nightclub know that. This year, you got 3 of them. Maybe four. So there you go. It's it. I usually give like 7 or 8 of them. So this year was like,
yeah, this was one of the 10s. Jonathan, you want to give yours?
It was very emotionally gripping for me. I was very invested, with some of the deeper, darker parts and notes of the film. So I liked it quite a bit. I do want to watch it again to see what more I get of it, see if I notice a lot of those things you guys mentioned. I feel like I would probably get a lot out of the second watch, but overall, all considered, I'm sitting at 8. I liked it a lot, and that's where I'm at.
All right. Evan also scored it a 10, and my score. So if you've been listening, the difference between a 9 and a 10 for me. Oh, he's eating the table behind me. The difference between a 9 and a 10 is
yeah, dude. He goes in for seconds on everything, dude.
Oh my!
That ball hungry. Get that ball some milk.
The difference between 9 and 10 is would I watch it again immediately? 10 means yes, I would rewind, hit play, do it again. This movie's a 9 because no, I don't want to do this again. I don't. This movie is an emotional toll. It takes an emotional toll on the viewer. It is hard to watch multiple times, but I also think I was telling my wife, because one of her favorites is Hereditary, and that's a movie I also don't enjoy rewatching. I don't enjoy rewatching it because it is hard to watch. This one feels better to me because Piper gets out, because Connor Bird is safe again. There's a little bit of brightness at the end of this movie that redeems it from being a super bleak, depressing film. It's still a bleak, depressing film, but it gives you that little bit of hope at the end, which I actually think makes this movie that much better. I would watch this one before I'd watch Hereditary. Both are excellent films. They're both great films, and they're both hard to watch films. But I would watch this one again because this emotional journey on this film I can't think of many other movies like it. I can't. There's that take you on that, the dread, the suspense, the loss. Strangely enough, I was trying to think of the last movie that really made me think about loss as much as this one did. And I think it was When a Monster Calls from years ago, where the boy is grappling with the death of his grandfather. That's the last one I can think of.
For me, it was this year.
Which one was it?
Two of them. Black Phone 2 and Presence. I
haven't seen either of those yet. So
man,
I gotta see Black Phone 2 because I love the first one.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I loved it too. You said that this movie, it reminded you of Hereditary, and I sound like this, I guess, a lot tonight, but Ashley can confirm it all independently. Last night after the movie, I said, the last movie that was this dark and fucked up was Hereditary. That was a mainstream movie that came out where everyone saw it, and I'm gonna say it, they're better than the ones, most of them that come out that are they're trying at this, man. But and special nod to Ari Aster out the gate for just being dark as fuck. But you also had Something's Wrong with the Johnsons before that. Go look that up on YouTube, everybody. That's Ari Aster's short film, and go enjoy that piece of blissful cinema. Yeah, so you get a good idea where he was going to eventually go, that dark fucker. But this movie's got that little bit of hope, man, and I like that too. And that's why I love the ending of Stranger Things, and everyone's shitting on it, and I'm just sitting here like, y'all can all go fuck yourselves. This is a nod to the Goonies. This is a nod to E.T., to the 80s.
You catch Conformity Gate happening right now?
Nah, I don't care about none of that no more. I'm over it. I loved, and I'm not gonna say like I'm not gonna go off on this. We're talking about a movie, but I loved season 5, and I loved the finale. I cried for an hour straight. The second hour of that movie, I'll call it a movie. I cried the whole time, almost the whole time. Seriously. So
Did you
fuck
see
all
it
the
in
haters.
theaters?
I don't care. No, I watched it at home. Like I started it.
I got to see it in theaters, and it was a great theatrical experience. Even sure the season's flawed, but the theatrical experience was an enjoyable ride.
Tim, I'm glad I didn't go because I would have been crying in front of everyone, dude. Which I don't really care, but it honestly was to the point of like certain things made me sob, dude. Sobbing, like heavy breathing, like like oh my god, like get a grip, brother. It's a TV show, but it meant because I watched it from day one.
Yeah, it's been 10 years.
I don't want to get off on all this. This ain't the time or place for this, but
we can talk about it a lot. But yeah, no, I feel that because I watched it from day one too. So I was on that journey. All right, our scores. So for those of you just tuning in, we had some people in the chat participating as too. So we factored their scores in to get us the average, which kind of tells us what our score is out of 5 stars. So we had Travis was a 45.5 total. I was a 46. Jonathan, do you have yours or you want me to tell you?
I'm a 38.
Yep, 38. And Evan was a 47. So when we averaged those together, we were a 44 or 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I think that nails it. So I would have to agree with that outcome. Evan's out here trying to stir the pot.
I've only seen as far as season 2 of Stranger Things. I still got to catch up on the rest of all that.
why are you hurting? Why are you trying to hurt me, Evan? I don't understand. Well, no, I'm not gonna fight, but he's saying fuck Black Phone 2 and Stranger Things. Like, god damn, everything I love this year, fuck that shit. No, I don't care. That's his opinions. He's my brother. If he was some asshole, yeah, I'd fight him. But I love that guy. I don't care.
Hey, I love that he's here, hanging out in the chat, giving us his scores.
Oh wait, do you want me to fight him? Was that like? Do you want me to like a bit? You want me to do a bit?
No.
Hey,
that's okay.
hey, Evan. No. Swamp fight, yeah, dude.
I love it. All right, well, I think that wraps up our episode. So, Travis, this might be one of the shortest episodes we've ever done with you. An hour and 20 minutes is clocking it in there nice and tight.
Oh, well,
I feel like we always get like 2 hours plus with you, but that's all right.
Was that my fault? I don't know. I mean, it might have been
a problem to be a fault.
No, it's not a problem. So,
oh, okay. Well, then
either
there
way,
we go.
We like it either way. Whatever
Can
feels natural.
Can I pimp my shit? Let me do a little pimpage.
Pimp it up.
Nightclub podcast, horror theme podcast. Got a Discord community, and it's free to join. Just want y'all to know that, so you ain't gotta pay nothing. You could find the show on Apple, Spotify, and all the places. We're on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, the Slasher app. If you're a horror fan and you're not on the Slasher app, you're kind of missing out. It's like Facebook for horror, kind of, or something for horror. We're on Threads and X. What, on Slash? Yeah, dude, get on Slasher. It's a cool place.
Yeah.
We have a merch shop through Fourth Wall. Tim, Tim, I'll have a link tree in the show notes. So for us. I guess I ain't got to pimp all that crap.
No, I'll get your link in the YouTube description.
Yeah, we got a cardigan in our merch shop, dude. So you could be spooky and cozy at the same time. Yeah. And this year on the show, we're going to be doing a lot of backlog Fourth Wall content. So you'll get some myths and legends, some conspiracy theories, wrestling, Dragon Ball, all kind of topics, as well as horror movie reviews and some not horror movie reviews. And there's also a few projects that we're going to do that are going to be creative, different from movie reviews, because we're always doing movie reviews on the nightclub, and it's like we got something else up our sleeves. So if anyone out there hasn't checked out the show, check it out, or just jump in the Discord, and Tim and Jonathan are in there all the time too, so we can all just have fun and talk about anything. You ain't got to listen to any show. Just come be friends. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
It's true. All right,
It's
Jonathan.
true. It's damn true.
Ready to read us out?
Yes, sir. So that's it. That is our final verdict for Bring Her Back. And man, I'm not going to lie, this one, it leaves a mark. Between that ending and the performances, I think I need a few business days to kind of recover emotionally here.
Seriously, it's one of those films that stays in the room with you after the credits roll. It's been in my head since the day I saw it in theaters, and I just got my second watch in today. But before we decompress, we have to give a massive thank you to Travis again for being here. So check him out at the Nightclub Podcast on Instagram and anywhere else. I'll get that link tree put in there. So Travis, thank you for jumping into the deep end with us to kick off season 4.
Thank you very much for having me.
Always a pleasure, bro. So make sure you guys go follow Travis. His show is Essential Listening. And to everyone in the chat who submitted their scores tonight, thank you very much. Your scores can impact the official average.
Now, we know Bring Her Back was a heavy way to start the year. So in 2 weeks, we are pivoting in the wildest way possible. Get ready to trade the supernatural dread for some neon-soaked 80s chaos, because we are reviewing Death Spa.
Ew. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's glorious, it's ridiculous, and we aren't doing it alone. We've got 2 special guests joining us to dissect the workout equipment-induced carnage. You do not want to miss this one.
Grab that scorecard in our bio, watch the movie over the next 2 weeks, and get ready to score it with us.
Until then, this is The Average, where the real review happens with your friends.
Good night.